Hello YNABers, my name is Jesse Meekum from YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. Yes, you do. This is another Whiteboard Wednesday. Today, I want to talk about a little feature that we don't talk a lot about because they may or may not matter to you, but that is tracking accounts. And what happens is when you set up an account, you can say, I want this account to be for my budget, or I want this account just to be for tracking. And the question would be then next, why? Why would you even want that? And I won't even get into the people that track things like their food consumption or their time use in YNAB. We're far afield if we go there. Okay, you have a couple options. With tracking accounts, it might be because you want to gain some insight. Perhaps you want to see a car loan balance go down. So you're like, I'm going to track that because that's going to give me a full picture of my net worth, got all my cash that I'm budgeting naturally, got maybe a credit card I use responsibly, naturally, and then I've got this car loan that annoys me naturally. So what happens is you put the car loan in there and then you see it, oh, my net worth is negative. Or heck, you might even put the mortgage in there and then put the house value in there and go to town on it, all because you're saying, I want insight into what my net worth really is. Well, okay, that's great, perfect. My question would be, from that insight, are you taking meaningful action? Are you making behavioral changes that are positive? If you are just dead set because it feels like this complete picture that you should have where you just list every single asset and mom's wedding ring and grandma's pearl necklace and this cool music box that's worth something. If you're adding all of that in there, okay, you are getting insight into how much net worth you may have, but is it driving any action on your behalf? Is it creating any positive behavior change? If not, maybe don't do it. Or maybe consider doing it the way I do it, where I list them all in a spreadsheet, really fancy, listing them all down the spreadsheet, and then I update the values by logging in to each place or whatever, and updating the values for the new quarter. And I'm kind of crazy. I do enjoy that. I do enjoy the insight, and I'm only doing it quarterly. And honestly, every 6 months would probably be better. What happens is, when you're going in with all of these accounts in YNAB where you've got 14, 15 accounts, it's overhead, it's visual overhead, it's mental overhead. And then if you're saying, I want to do YNAB, I want to have everything be up to date. Yeah, you can do it all on your phone now, but still sitting on your phone doing that when you could be doing Candy Crush instead, I mean, that's a toss-up. So what happens is you just get this tedious activity where YNAB becomes this chore because you have to update the fact that your loan balance went down by $118. And maybe that's not worth that much. So, tracking accounts are great, and we know there are some of you crazy people, just as crazy as I am, that like to have that full picture. You probably want to temper the crazy by saying to yourself, I'll only update these accounts very infrequently so often. Then the rest of the time you can just hide them, collapse that little tracked account thing in the app, don't see them, and go about your merry way budgeting. As I've said so many times for so many years, if you take care of the budget, the balances, debts, assets, music boxes, they all take care of themselves. I will see you guys next week.